Story title: My high school sweetheart wife cheated with multiple men during short separation. My wife, Delilah, female 26 years old, and I, male 27 years old, have been having issues for the past year. Mostly our personal issues causing marital issues. We've been together for almost 10 years, married for 3, and things were amazing for the first 9 years. In April, we decided to separate for a few months so that we can work on our issues and to give her space to study for a big exam. Although we knew it was a possibility, we had no intentions on divorcing. We had just started marriage counseling. In mid-June, Delilah asked to cut off all contact with me, including counseling, while she studied for her big exam. I pushed back at first, desperately warning her that the distance would cause more issues. But finally agreed in support of her studying. We go almost 2 months without hardly any contact. She always gave a cold reply to my short but sweet, "Happy 3rd anniversary, and I love you" messages. A week after her exam, Delilah apologizes for being so cold to me and explains that she has had a change of heart and wants to make things work with me. She comes up to where I was staying, different state, near all our family, and we spend a lot of great time together. A little over a week later, one of her friends tells me that Delilah was on Tinder and has been actively trying to date and sleep with other men. She had a consistent, affair buddy, starting in June, slept around with a bunch of random on Tinder, and then started an actual romantic relationship with one of her former classmates. On Monday, as we talked about our plans moving forward with the marriage, I asked Delilah repeatedly if there was anything I should know, or anything she wanted to get off her chest. She looked me square in the eyes and said, "No," each time. I confronted her, told her that I knew, and we had long discussions about everything she did. She explained that her mental health is awful, and it was a coping mechanism, and that she was going to tell me when we started counseling again. I explained that above all else, the blatant lying and deceit is a deal breaker for me. She's trying so hard to get me to do counseling and work through this. I'm absolutely heartbroken at the idea of this beautiful 10-year relationship ending, but I struggle to see a future where I can trust her again. How do you guys rebuild that trust? Is it fair to blame these actions, and the blatant lying, on mental health issues? Story Update 1. I was fully planning to divorce when I first learned of this, but since then, Delilah has been doing a great job at manipulating me and making me feel pity for her mental health. Thank you all for the validation in my decision to divorce. If you were in my shoes, would you tell your significant other's family or siblings about this? I'm extremely close to them, and they are dying for us to stay together. I fear that they'll hate me for divorcing Delilah without knowing the truth, but I also know it'll cause serious damage to her relationships with them. Story Update 2. I contacted Delilah's sister and brother-in-law, and told them the full truth. They were obviously shocked and upset with her. I'm letting Delilah, or her sister, handle telling their parents. Her sister is closer to her parents than Delilah is, so I trust her sister to make sure they only get the truth. But if I get any sense of Delilah trying to lie, or twist the narrative to make me be the bad guy, I won't hold back in being honest. I have physical evidence. Delilah is heartbroken that I want a divorce. The love bombs are real. She should just be glad I'm going with no fault. I just want to get out as soon as possible so I can start rebuilding. I've learned a lot about divorce and manipulation from you guys. Thank you all for opening my eyes. Story Update 3. I told her I definitely wanted a divorce and she cried a lot. Just a few hours later she started posting things on social media like coming back to take on her affair city she was living in, with a song about sex. She's telling me how heartbroken she is, and fighting to change my mind, while also planning her return to affair villa. I am so glad I dodged this bullet. Story Update 4. After 3 months later. Our divorce is almost finalized. She tried negotiating for an insane deal, but we eventually came to terms and have been able to do no fault. I've grown tremendously through personal counseling, working through the realization that my ex was horribly narcissistic and manipulative. I've started dating again and am already connecting with many incredible young women, one of which seems like my dream girl, too early to tell though. Already onto a happier future. In a typical narcissist fashion, soon-to-be ex still has yet to truly own up and apologize for her mistakes. She even had the audacity to say, "I can't believe you're abandoning me," a few days after telling her I wanted a divorce. How in the world she thought I was the one who abandoned her and not the other way around, is beyond me. She's also doing everything she can to get family and close friends to feel bad for her and think that she was justified. I've told her siblings and parents, and they were all mortified. For a while her parents practically disowned her, but I think now she's slowly sinking her teeth back into them. I'm going as close to no contact as possible. Soon-to-be ex is a crazy narcissist, and I want no part of her in my incredible future life. Thanks again everyone for all of your help. I hope others can get insights from this.